These films aren't relegated to the teenage wasteland. Welcome to Ms. Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 teen movies that aren't just for teens.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we're looking at the teen films that feature more adult subject matter or that have themes and content that can be enjoyed at any age. We'll be excluding teen horror films like Carrie, since those are usually geared more towards adults and older teens anyway. Number 10, Superbad.
Well, she's gonna be at the party, and she's gonna be drunk, and she likes me at least a little, enough to get with me.
A coming-of-age comedy film, Superbad follows two close friends who begin to drift apart as high school comes to an end, but whose last-ditch effort to be popular sees them in for one wild, embarrassing, life-changing night. Although the same director nearly turned our heads with Adventureland, Superbad's deft balance of laugh-out-loud, juvenile behavior, and adolescent angst about life's relentless changes won us over.
It's green beer, for your information.
You know what? I'm actually good right now. Thank you.
The film can be enjoyed by teens and those who remember being teenagers in equal measure. Plus, who doesn't love McLovin?
McLovin? What kind of a stupid name is that, Fogel? What, are you trying to be an Irish R&B singer?
Number 9, Romeo and Juliet.
Did my heart love till now? Forswear its sight.
This reimagining of the Shakespeare play updates the classic tale of star-crossed lovers from feuding families to take place in the modern day. Although as teens, many of us watched it for budding heartthrob Leonardo DiCaprio, or because it was our first exposure to Shakespeare in an English or theater class, Romeo and Juliet can be enjoyed by and as adults too, for its stylish aesthetic and fun take on the bard's work.
I defy you, stars!
It may not have been the first or last movie to update a Shakespearean play, but it helped popularize the practice, and for good reason.
Romeo. Oh, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo?
Number 8, Risky Business.
I mean, this thing it's gotten way out of control.
An early Tom Cruise hit, Risky Business sees an overachieving high school student cut loose when left alone by his parents, eventually accidentally running a brothel and learning more than he bargained for about running a business.
What if I said I'd be your girlfriend next couple of days?
As teens, the element of sex and danger will no doubt appeal, while adults can probably appreciate the thematic examination of the transition between childhood and adulthood, as well as its commentary on capitalism. Still, we'd be lying if we said we hadn't thought about imitating that scene whenever we get our place to ourselves. Number 7, The Virgin Suicides.
Basically, what we have here is a dreamer. Someone completely out of touch with reality.
This film follows a group of boys who take an interest in 5 sisters, whose sheltered lives become a topic of much speculation for them. Although primarily a drama, the young cast helps make it a teen movie in our books. The dialogue and situations are very relatable for kids of a similar age, but adults can still appreciate them.
You're not even old enough to know how bad life gets.
Obviously, Doctor. You've never been a 13-year-old girl.
The prominent nature of suicide to the movie's plot can make it a tough one to watch at any age, and the ambiguity surrounding the motivation for the deaths gives them a heartbreakingly true-to-life feeling.
Look, she's laughing. He made her laugh.
Number 6, Mean Girls.
I don't know you. I'm new. I just moved here from Africa.
A famed high school movie, Mean Girls follows a new girl at school who joins a superficial clique at the behest of her new friends, in order to break them up from within, only to go native and become the meanest of them all.
You know I couldn't invite you. I had to pretend to be plastic.
Buddy, you're not pretending anymore. You're plastic. Cold, shiny, hard plastic.
Mean Girls captures many of the intricacies and idiosyncrasies of high school teens perfectly, and people of any age can enjoy its humor, characters, and countless quotable lines.
She doesn't even go here!
But whether you think the movie's plastic or totally fetch, it's definitely a must-watch for any age.
Gretchen, stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen.
Number 5, Cruel Intentions.
She'll be my greatest victory.
In yet another modern reimagining of a piece of classic literature, Cruel Intentions is based on Dangerous Liaisons, and updates the story to follow wealthy New York teens instead of French aristocrats. The tangled web of blackmail, secrets, and seduction is very entertaining, even if it is in a guilty pleasure kind of way, since several of the main leads are just terrible people.
Everybody loves me.
And I intend to keep it that way.
Whether you enjoy it for the attractive young leads or the double dealing and manipulation, cruel intentions they may be, but the result can still be rewarding.
Now tell me, are you in or are you out?
Number 4, The Breakfast Club.
Eat my shorts.
A seminal teen film, The Breakfast Club follows a group of high school students from disparate backgrounds who learn more about each other and themselves when they all have detention together.
We're all pretty bizarre. Some of us are just better at hiding it, that's all.
Although certain parts certainly haven't aged well, The Breakfast Club remains relevant for its naturalistic dialogue, relatable characters, great music, and an excellent look into the difficulties in meeting our family's expectations of us. All of this helps ensure that The Breakfast Club is a teen film we won't forget about until we're old and gray.
When you grow up, your heart dies.
Who cares?
I care.
Number 3, Rebel Without a Cause.
You're tearing me apart!
What?
You say one thing, he says another, and everybody changes back again!
Arguably a landmark of Hollywood cinema, Rebel Without a Cause follows teenage rebels Jim, Judy, and Plato, all struggling with parental issues, as well as peer pressure, that ultimately ends in tragedy for them. The difficulties we face in relating and understanding the previous generation is a very universal one that everyone can understand, and the acting, direction, and writing are all top-notch.
Mom, I want to do something right!
Whether you're an aging rebel hoping to enjoy a nostalgic film, or a teenage rebel still finding your voice, this film is one cause that can unite generations in praise.
I know one thing. I'm not going back in that zoo.
Number 2, Heathers.
Dear Diary, Heather told me she teaches people real life.
This movie is so much more than a darker, older version of Mean Girls. Heathers follows Veronica, whose popular clique is composed of 3 girls with the same eponymous name. A prank gone too far and the influence of the new bad boy at school leads Veronica to take some violent revenge on her former friends.
You a Heather?
No, I'm a Veronica.
The pitch black humor makes Heathers a very unique entry on our list, and one that should be seen by anyone whose sense of humor skews towards the shocking or grim, whether you attend school or it's a distant memory.
Are we going to prom or to hell?
Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions.
By the way, I like your shirt a lot. It's like so cool, and I have a shirt too.
Oh my god. I knew it.
Whatever happened to chivalry? Does it only exist in 80s movies?
I want you to go up to her and tell her that Don wants to talk to her.
That's it?
I like your nurse's uniform, guy.
These are OR scrubs.
Oh, are they?
Number 1, 13.
Mother's luck of your son!
13 may be in the title, but this is not an easy watch for those of that age. The film follows a young girl as she falls in with a crowd that encourages more adult and illegal behaviors, including drug use, stealing, and sexualized clothing.
We can go and get tattoos. More piercings.
The fallout from these actions on each other and their families is quite sobering. And while 13 can be a good lesson to teens who find drug use and underage sex glamorous, the movie is definitely geared more towards adults, who may also find a lesson on how to better reach or spend time with their children.
Tracy, I'm really starting to lose it. Stop it, please.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from Ms. Mojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.